Hey everybody, it's Keith. Thanks for joining me today for this review of the second iteration of a pretty cool Facebook management app called Social Kickstart. Now, what Social Kickstart allows you to do is basically manage all of your Facebook marketing through one dashboard, okay, across all your pages, on all of your groups. All right, so you can manage all those fan pages. You can update any of your posts from here. You can post from here as well. You're going to be able to discover engaging content from Facebook pages, Facebook groups, and new to 2.0 is they've added a ton more curation sources. Instagram, Feedly, Google News, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube. There's a meme search, Tumblr, Vine. So there's tons of different places that you can get great content from that you can start adding to your pages and your groups. And I'm going to show you all those here in just a second. Now, you're also going to be able to monitor all the insights, such as likes, shares, comments. You can even, now in 2.0, manage and reply to all your comments right here through this dashboard as well, okay? Now, you can do instant posting. You can schedule posts. They've added, for 2.0, an advanced post scheduler as well. And you can manage all those content queues. You can do TeeSpring research. There is a drag and drop Facebook ads builder as well with a ton of preloaded templates and graphics. There's retargeting and audience management. And also there's some advanced user management and permissions that you can set as well. Now, you can also edit and update any existing posts inside of Social Kickstart as well. And there's one really powerful new feature that I'm going to show you here at the end, which is going to allow you the ability to schedule Facebook Lives and upload a pre-recorded video to those to any of your pages or your groups using Facebook Live. Okay, and I'm going to show you that here right at the towards the end of the review. Okay, so let's just go ahead and kind of bust right in here and get started. What you're going to see is basically I am on the authorization page, and that's the first thing you're going to want to do, just like with any social media management tool, is go ahead and connect your accounts. Now, they allow you to connect to a Twitter account, obviously Facebook, and LinkedIn as well, so you can push these posts to these sources as well, okay? It's a very simple process. I'm not going to walk through it right now. If you've ever done it before, you're simply just going to add an account, choose which one you want to, and authorize that permission, okay? So let's kind of get started here in one place here, which is campaigns. And that's kind of where everything starts, right? So right now, when you create a campaign, you're going to see I have a few of mine on here already, okay? So I have a few fan pages and looks like 2 groups, okay? So what you do is you're going to create a new campaign, all right? Now what it's going to do is it's going to show you all of your groups, your fan pages as well, and you can select one or all of them, whatever you want to do, and create campaigns around it, okay? Because you may have some similar pages and group relationships, right? I may have a fan page, but I may also have, that's related to one topic and some groups related to that topic as well. So I may want to create a campaign around my fan page, as well as pushing posts to the same post to one of my groups or multiple groups, okay? So that's kind of the first thing you need to understand about Social Kickstart, is that everything comes from the campaign level, and you'll see what I mean as we start to find some content and want to push those to a campaign. All right, so like I said, I've kind of started out here. You'll see it gives you some likes, just some quick information about that page or group right here as well as your subscriber growth, okay? Now, you can also, of course, sort through these just by groups and by fan pages. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take a look at the next section here, which is posts. Okay, so what this is going to do, everything is loaded by what you have selected here. Okay, so you're going to control what you're seeing down here based on which page or group you have selected. All right, so I have this higher level success page selected. And you'll see it's loaded all of my posts in here, okay? Now, from this point, as I've said, you can edit this post. You can do all of your updating right here. Of course, you can view it, or you can actually delete it from here as well. So if you ever want to make any updates to your posts, you can do all that right from this platform, okay? Now, again, as I've said, if you want to switch through to see others, you just simply click there and it will reload, and it'll show all the posts for that particular group or page, depending on what you've selected. Okay, so right now I'm going to hop back over here, And what we're going to do is, one other quick thing here is it's going to show you anything that you have scheduled. Right now I don't have anything scheduled, but I'll show you how that works as well. And they give you a nice calendar view as well, so you can have a nice snapshot on the calendar view, if especially when you have multiple pages, multiple groups. It's kind of nice to see it all on a on a calendar form, so you can kind of see maybe where you want to get your next scheduled posts in. Okay. So let's go ahead and I'm going to leave Facebook Live here for last, but let's go ahead and start finding some content, okay? Now, a couple of things here. As I've said, these are all the different sources that you can start to pull. You can pull content from, right? It's going to find the trending, and you can sort by what is getting the most attention and most mentions and what people are talking about after we load up by searching by a keyword. Now, you can also do your own posts, okay? So this is basically going to be curation, right? We're going to find some posts and some content that we want to post to our pages or groups using this tool. But we can also create our own, okay? So right in here, you'll see, now I can post to Facebook, to LinkedIn, as well as to Twitter. All right, so you can create a brand new post right from here by simply editing, as you'll see, edit this, and of course it's editing my description down here, your titles, the entire post you can do here. You can set your images here as well. And what you can also do is you have a choice to either use an image, and you can actually link that image, okay? So if somebody clicks that image, you can send them wherever you want to send them. Now that comes into play here when you're doing content curation, okay? Now, again, this would be my own post, so something I would want to create, I can do so right here, and I can have that post immediately, or I can schedule it, all right? So if we have something scheduled, we're going to go ahead and we're going to see that on the scheduled area inside of posts like I showed you. But for now, let's just go ahead and I'm just going to type a very random keyword here, sports. And what it's going to bring back is it's going to bring back all of the pages that it's found, because that's what I'm searching, Facebook pages, based on that. So now I can sort by what people are talking about. Maybe want to go to the most popular one here, this Barstool Sports, how many likes it has, the category it's in. We also have a little favorites button, okay? So I can go ahead and just add that to a favorite. I'm going to just do that now, and I'll show you what that looks like in the favorites area here. So as soon as I find something I want to kind of take a look at, I'm going to go ahead and just grab all the posts. So once that's loaded, you're going to see it's going to roll in here, and you can then, of course, sort by the comments, the likes, however you'd like to sort these things by to see what might be that most popular post, right? So in this case, let's just say it's this one right here. I have a couple of options here. Okay, I can either post that now. I can schedule it. Okay, now here again, you can edit these now. So I can change out the descriptions, I can change out the image message, the image title, and the image hyperlink. Okay, so now I can lead anyone who clicks on this post, this image, to my offer or wherever it is that I want them to go. Okay, and of course, all of these settings here when you're posting have, and I'm sure you've all seen this before. You can, depending who you want to share it with, just friends of friends, and so forth, as well as LinkedIn. You can do as well, anyone or just connections. Okay. All right, so that is basically how, and of course you can schedule down here as well. So this is how we're going to find great trending, popular content that we want to push out to our own pages and our own groups, right? And making sure that they're getting back to our offers, okay? All right, so now what I can also do is you can mass schedule, so you can pick numerous ones if you'd like. And you can add that to a scheduler. Now, right now, I don't have a schedule created, but I'm going to go ahead and create one and kind of show you how this scheduler works, okay? So as it says here, we're going to create this first list, all right? So let's just go ahead and do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a schedule. I'm going to give it a title, and I'm just going to call this demo for right now. I'm going to choose the start date and which campaign I want to send to. Okay, so now remember, whatever pages and groups you have in a campaign, these posts are going to be drip fed basically because I'm scheduling to whichever pages and groups I have in that particular campaign. Now, in my case, it's just the one page is all I have in this particular group. Okay, so actually we'll do it on this group here. Now, what I can do is it'll give me every day of the week, I can schedule where I want it to go or when I want it to go. Okay, so I can go twice per day. I can do it 3 times per day. And those are set times. Okay, so midnight, 8 o'clock, and whatever that would be. And then, of course, manually, you can set your own if you'd like. Okay, and you can add different times and different dates. Okay, so I can do that. Now, and of course, you can, filter through the days of the week in that manner as well. You can do every weekend if you want to schedule it that way. And of course, they give you a custom view. So there's just a lot of different ways that you can actually create these conditions. But what I want to do is just save this. Okay, what you're going to see is it's going to come up here. Now, here are the conditions, right? So that means this is going to start to drip feed any posts that I have scheduled, which right now is 0, based on this criteria to this particular campaign. Okay. Now, of course, I can edit those settings right here at any time, or just simply remove this schedule if I choose. Okay. So we have posts scheduled. All right. So now that we at least have a schedule, let's go ahead and hop back over here to the find content area, and I'm going to go back to my sports, and we'll just go ahead and just use. We'll just grab these posts here. This is fine. Okay, so now we have this. Let's just say this is the one that I wanted to go ahead and schedule. Okay, what I can do is I can now add to schedule. Okay, so of course you can do any editing that you want in this particular view. We can schedule here as well. Now the difference between these two is this is a single schedule, meaning this is going to run separately than your add to schedule, than that schedule that I just set up. This is just kind of a one-off, a one-time scheduling for this one particular post, okay? But if I want to add to schedule, I can go ahead and do so by choosing my schedule list. All right, and demo, that's the one that I have created. So that's the settings, the times, the days that I want to start to drip feed, and this would be one of those included in that. So if I schedule it, and I will go back to scheduler here, and you'll see I have one post being ready, is going to be ready to schedule. Okay, now of course I can manage that queue right here. I can remove it. I can edit it at that time, edit the post, whatever I'd like to do, and then go ahead and do so. Okay. So as you can see, you can prepare your, either give this to your social media manager or do yourself, as you can prepare your entire week's, your month's worth of posts, all from this dashboard. Okay, so a very powerful tool, a lot of very time saving, where you don't have to constantly be in and out of Facebook if you have when you can find all this different types of content across all these different curation sources to get posting to to keep that page or that group active, right? Now, as I said before, you can do your favorites, and I saw I added Barstool Sports here. So it just makes it easier for me to go ahead and go back into getting those posts. So if it's something I just want to check favorites and come back to later as well. Now you can also do, you can create these little groups. So if you have multiple pages and you want to actually group those pages to make it a little easier, because as you get going, across finding all this content and getting your schedule created, you could have quite a few different favorites in here that you might want to group into, one bigger group for those as well. Okay. Now you can do that by posts, and you can look at it by source as well for your favorites. Now there are a few tools in here. If you're into the TeeSpring thing, you can certainly do your TeeSpring, and I'll just hit sports on this one. Your research here to see if you can find a great offer or a great shirt that you want to use. Gives you some pricing, and just makes it a little bit easier for you to go ahead and find those things. Now they also have retargeting. So you can create custom audiences, right? So you can give it a name, put your targeting pixels in here, and of course the landing page that you want to start to track, okay? And it'll start to build audiences based on those settings, all right? Now, as I also mentioned, there's an ads builder, okay? Now, ads builder, let's go ahead and just take a look here. So here is one of the templates that we have, all right? So what we can do is take a look at, let's see here, I believe this is, here's all the different templates that they have to start with, okay? So you get a nice array of templates to begin with. Okay, so you can start there. You can start fresh if you want to. There's ways to sort. So this is basically the layering. You know, if I were to move this up, move it down, if you notice, all the text now went behind this image, which of course we wouldn't want to do. But you can for every element you add, you're going to be able to change the layering effect, basically, of that particular element. Okay. Now what they have is you can do borders on there. So if you notice, it's making a nice border there. You can do radiuses on that border. There's border color. The editor here, it's pretty robust. There's a lot of different things that you can do. I mean, it's really all you need to create a quick ad. You know, if you don't have any other source of creating ads like Photoshop. Now you can add. Now there's also a ton of different pre-made buttons here, pre-made graphics, t-shirts, all kinds of different things. And of course your own uploaded images you can use as well, that you can use in your ads, okay? And of course, that's when I just pressed. The editor here for your text, all right? So you can go ahead and add any kind of text you want. So we say hello, we can change our fonts, our font sizes, we can change the alignment, the bolding, colors, text spacing, shadow colors, all kinds of different settings there, and you just simply hit add, and of course there it is, and you've got it. Now you can also do some cropping, some rotating, and some flipping as well. All right, so you can save these things if you'd like, and what you can also do, and I'll show here, is of course is export them. Okay, now if we hit export, what it's going to do, it's going to put it out as a PNG for you, okay? So it'll give you the correct size that you need for your ads to run them and get them right up onto Facebook, okay? So it's a very easy editor to use and a nice little tool. All right, so let's go ahead and hop back here to the dashboard. And what I'm going to do is show you a few things in here. Now we have a profile, of course, and it gives you a couple little settings here to filter Facebook only on high resolution pictures, so that you have a nice image there, and favorites list for each page or campaign. There's the scheduler, which I've showed you already, and so you can set up as many schedules as you'd like. You have user management. Now this allows you to basically add a user to specific campaigns, okay? So they can have access, and you can even set it to require the admin to approve any posts that are being made to any of your pages before they go live. So if you have a VA or somebody else assisting you and you want to make sure you check those first, you can set those permissions for that as well, okay? There's a great training area here as well. I've showed you the authorization. So as you can see, it's very simple to use, but it's very powerful. It's a little bit like Hootsuite, if you're familiar with that. Just doesn't have the hefty price tag that Hootsuite has with it. What I really like about it is the amount of curation sources that they've added here. It's fantastic. I mean, you don't really need to go anywhere else. You can just search right in here to get those. Now, the last thing I want to show you is the Facebook Live. So what this is going to do, and I'm just going to click this here just to show you, it's available for Mac and for PC. This is a desktop application, okay? I'm going to tell you a couple things that you're going to need to know before doing this, okay, before getting these things set and gone. So go ahead and make sure if you just download it first, and I've already done that, so I'm just going to open up. Hopefully you can all see this here. I'm going to open this up, and I am going to schedule my first video, okay? So what it's going to do, it's going to ask you for the video, right? And this is just a test video that I have. I'm going to go ahead and get that up there. Okay, now depending how large your video is, it may take some time because it actually has to process all of that, but you're going to see that is my video there. You can set your quality. You can add a thumbnail, a custom thumbnail if you'd like. You're going to select the campaign where this is going to go as well, okay? So whatever you select, this is where this is going to be posted to, okay? And of course, you can set your video title here as well. Now you're going to have some settings here, those basic settings that I showed before about who you want to be able to see this. You're going to be able to schedule it for now or for whatever time you would want to schedule it for. You're going to be able to put your post description in as well, okay? Now you also have now this is a Facebook TOS requirement here, and this is the TOS message. If you're uploading a pre-recorded video to Facebook Live, you are required to tell them that it is pre-recorded, okay? So you can do that in these. They have about, I don't know, it looks like 10 to 15 different languages that this will translate to. And they're going to give you a couple of defaults that you can choose from, okay? So previously recorded, recorded live, recorded on, aired recently, and aired on. Okay, so these are a few things that you can add, and you can set the dates for. So this was aired on, and you're going to pick the date that this was actually aired. Okay, so you can use these kind of pre-made TOS messages, and you can either add that before the description or after the description. Okay, Facebook likes to see it out front on top, but it's not required. You can also put it below the description if you want, but it does have to be there and it is required. Okay, and then all you're going to simply do is hit schedule the video. Once it's scheduled, it is going to go live on the date and time that you've specified. Now, one thing that is important to know is you must have this application running in your, it must be open and running in order for this to work. Now, it's not processor heavy. It really will not, it'll make really no effect on your computer as far as CPU usage, but you have to make sure that it is running and just leave. So once you open it and you set this, just leave it open, okay? Don't close the application. Just let it sit there. And then it will go ahead and send the scheduling based on how you've set them up. If you close it, it will not send, okay? So that's very important to know, is to make sure that you have that application running at all times. Okay, so to reiterate, the importance of Social Kickstart, what makes it most powerful for me, is the way that you set up your campaigns, okay? I love the fact that I can choose 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, whatever pages, whatever groups, mix them all up into a campaign and have my posts, based on my scheduling, post to all of those sources, okay? So it becomes very powerful, like I said, when you couple a fan page with a couple of Facebook groups that all based around that same topic, right? And you want to make sure that that content gets out there. The other really nice feature that I really like is the ability, when you find that content, you can edit the descriptions, you can edit the URL, make those images clickable to get them over to your pages, okay? Great way to keep your social media kind of on steroids, keep it going, keep it active, keep it consistent. This is definitely going to help. If you just take the time on a Sunday, on a Monday, get your week set up and scheduled, just let it run, and you really don't, and you're just going to keep that machine rolling. Go ahead, click it on in the description or the buttons below the video, depending where you're watching this video, and get in on this. It's a heck of a deal, and it's definitely going to save you time in the long run, especially if you have anybody working for any kind of social media managers or VAs, whatever you want. They can manage this all from one place, and then have all those posts that they want to post feed to you to make the approvals on. I would much rather sit here and approve posts than have to do them. But hey, some of us don't all have that luxury, so we have to do our own, which is the boat that I'm in. I go ahead and I do all my own and schedule everything through Social Kickstart. So go ahead and hop on this today.